It's a pleasure to have you here tonight to honor my dad's life and work. So, when Rhea was planning this, she asked me to help out with a little tribute of a certain flavor. And after a lot of convincing, well, here we are. L to the OG, dude be the OG, and he playing like a pro. C, L to the OG, dude be the OG, and he playing like a pro.
Wow. I like that scene a lot. It's so painful. One of the more creative ways the kids in HBO's Succession vied for the attention of their media mogul father and ultimately control of his company. The hit series was inspired by the Murdoch family, but our next guest, best-selling author and journalist Gabe Sherman, says the real-life story is even more unexpected than the TV show. That's the subject of his new book, out tomorrow. And it's titled Bonfire of the Murdochs, How the Epic Fight to Control the Last Great Media Dynasty Broke a Family and the World. And Gabe joins us now. He's been covering the Murdochs for nearly 20 years and interviewed more than 150 sources for the new book. And here it is. Wow, congratulations.
Thank you, Mika. Great to be here.
That's a lot. So tell us what you found.
Well, as one member of the Murdoch family told me that, I asked them, obviously, what do you think of Succession? Yeah. And they said the real story is much weirder. Oh. And I think after all of my reporting, I can say that is true. This is a family that puts its pathology into the business, and now we're all living the consequences. There's so many details, like, for example, Rupert Murdoch divorcing his fourth wife, Jerry Hall, by email, or sending his daughter, Elizabeth, to fire her brother, James, at the height of the London phone hacking scandal. It's really painful. Rupert talked about that he wanted to build a family business. And as I write in the book, he built a business that destroyed a family.
So Rupert Murdoch is 94 years old.
Mm-hmm. Turns 95 in March.
Right? Looks great, though. Look at that.
So there are lots there that it feels very pertinent as to what could come next. So explain to us a little bit about the rival camps and why that matters, because they have such different visions.
Yeah, one of the reasons I wrote this book now is we finally have an end to the story. For years, the family has been tearing itself apart over the future of the company. James and his sister Elizabeth and other sister Prudence have more liberal views. Lachlan, the oldest son, is very right-wing like his father. And this all culminated in an epic legal fight that played out in a secret Nevada family trust court, where Rupert tried to rewrite the family trust to hand the company to Lachlan. That's been playing out for the past year and a half. And recently, Lachlan and Rupert bought out the siblings, basically paid them each $1 billion to go away. So that fight is now settled, that the future of the Fox empire will be right-wing, because now Lachlan and Rupert are firmly in control.
So when you see any of his media properties now, what can you impute about what Rupert himself thinks or believes, given that there's this fracturing? And the scene of that Nevada courtroom, by the way, in your book is absurdist, but somehow real.
Yeah, I think on a specific level, the most clear, if you really want to understand what Rupert Murdoch thinks, you have to read the New York Post. The New York Post front page, the New York Post editorial really is the clearest distillation of his political point of view. Fox News, it exists really to serve its audience. Obviously, Rupert is right-wing and believes a lot of it, but the clearest, and we saw this in Minnesota, where the New York Post came out sort of against some of the ICE extremism. So when Rupert has something to say directly to Donald Trump, he speaks through the New York Post.
Do we think that will continue post-Rupert Murdoch?
What's fast, it's a great question, Jonathan. Lachlan lives in Australia. He, raises his family there. He doesn't have the same hunger and desire to be a political player the way his father does. So the open question is, after Rupert dies, will Lachlan try to step into that void to be a kingmaker in Republican politics? A lot of the evidence suggests no, that he likes basically to have his life. The business is very profitable, but he's not, calling Trump. He's not cultivating politicians.
The new book, Bonfire of the Murdochs, How the Epic Fight to Control the Last Great Media Dynasty broke a family and the world. It's out tomorrow. Best-selling author and journalist Gabe Sherman, thank you very much. Great to have you back on the show.
Great to be here.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Still ahead.